Hi everyone, welcome to part 3 of my customizing a 7/10" monster high doll series. This time we're going to be working on her wig. Here's our doll from the previous sessions where we hand painted her face and removed her hair. So she's ready to get a wig. And we're going to use Surrey alpaca locks for this doll. They come raw and they come finished. This is raw and you have to wash it really good several times. Then you need to let it dry overnight and you'll have these nice strands that you can pull out. Then you have to brush those out before you make the wig. And I basically use a pet combing brush for that. It works really well. You are going to get some waste with this, but buying the raw locks is a little cheaper than buying the finished ones, so you kind of expect it. And I just brush both ends really well. And after this, if you wanted to, I will do quite a few strands and then I store it in tissue paper rolled up to keep it from getting messed up after I have, quite a number of strands finished. And then I can pull them out and do my wig and have them all ready to go. Keeps them in a nice, compact, safe place. And you can use tissue paper over and over. I'm not going to go over how to make the wig cap. We did that in a previous video that you can watch. So we have the wig cap ready for this doll. And she's going to have a center part. So I'm marking that where I want that to be. And then just take some scissors and cut that open. So we're going to make the part so that we can have a nice finish on the top of this wig, because you start from the bottom and go up. So you're going to have raw strands right up next to this. Then you want to get some pieces of alpaca, lay down a piece of wax paper so you don't get glue everywhere. And I use this E6000 glue. I like it because it comes in these little tubes. It's easy to use, doesn't dry up before you can use it all, and it's waterproof. So put your strands together about the width of that part. Put glue on one side, then glue on the other. And that's going to be one side of our part. And do another side just the same way. And then we're going to let those dry. After they've dried for a while, we're going to ignore my dog's barking, sorry. We're going to insert them into that cut slit, and then when you spread them apart, you're going to have a nice little part there. Alright, and that's going to be at the end of the finished wig. I put a little bit more in there for the bangs, but other than that, you want to glue this down on the sides. Don't glue it right at the part, or it'll become hard and then it won't look natural anymore. Okay, now after you've got that dried a little bit, I'm going to put some glue around the edges, because I am going to actually glue this wig down on the doll. Sometimes I leave it so the wig can be removed. You can do it either way, but this particular doll I wanted to glue it down. Now to protect that hair that we just put in, put a little Ziploc bag that I cut the top off and then put a little bungee around that. And then we're just going to start. I usually clip the ends to have a nice even part to put on the wig. Start at the bottom, and then you're just going to work your way around in a circle all the way to the front, and then you'll start putting layers. So make sure that you get the glue down through all the tops of those strands of the alpaca so it's firmly attached to the wig. That way you can wash it later, or cut it, or brush it, and the little strands won't fall out. You still get some loose ends, just because of the nature of the Surrey hair, but basically it's going to be nice and attached to this wig cap. Alright, so you just keep going layers around, and when you get closer to the top, you have to be a little more careful, because you don't want to get glue on that part area. Now off camera I've completed most of the rest of this wig, just because it takes quite a while. I don't want this video to last forever. So now I'm using a toothpick along with my fingers to get this as close to that part as possible without getting the glue right up on it. And I want to make sure that I get some locks up close to it. That way when I let the top part down, it's going to look really natural, like a part in the hair, and not show underneath where the wig cap is. Okay, so just keep the part we're protecting out of the way. Continue putting your glue and working your way up. And I think that's probably about the last strand. Yeah, maybe a little bit more there. Okay, we're going to let that dry completely. We want it really completely dry because you don't want that top part to get stuck in anything that's not. And now we're going to take the protective cover off. And you're going to have to do a little work here, combing that out. And I'm cutting the bangs now. Got a little bit of the area where I think the bangs should be. Always cut them longer than you want them, and you can always go shorter. And I'm just going to start thinning them out a little bit. I want them to look more natural than just having them chopped off across there. So I use the scissors in up and down to make sort of a fringe look. And I want the bangs to be a little bit longer on the sides than across the eyes, so it angles down just a little bit. Alright, you can comb it out, get it even, and that's the basic wig for this doll. We're going to do more later, but remember how she looked originally? Yeah, that's our original Draculara, and we've completely redone her. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like to see how I style her hair and also do her costume. But for now, that's the end of part 3. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it.